Okay, Eli, how was the weekend?
Well, it was second. Strong effort from everyone, from Coop, AP. We all stepped up and tried our hearts out. That's for sure.
Today, we are talking about pretty much everybody's favorite rider and explain why we love Eli Tomac, number 3, one of the greatest of all times, is already in the top 3 all times in terms of wins, and why it is that myself, I assume most of you watching, absolutely love this dude. Spoiler alert, it has little to do with his unbelievable career. Yes, it goes without saying, already one of the greatest of all times. Supercross, motocross, MX and Nations, you name it, he's won it. Obviously, that's awesome. But the reason that fans, that the community, the sport in general loves this dude has a lot more to do with himself, how he conducts himself on and off the track, his family, his dad, John Tomac, that is a legend himself, absolute badass in all things cycling, was a downhill World Cup winner, which for any of you that are familiar with downhill, that is the pinnacle of mountain bike racing. Only the baddest dudes on the planet are able to win that. He won an elite World Cup race, was really a high-level road cyclist. I don't know what wins he was able to tick off, but a freak of nature on the bike. John Tomac instilled that sense of work ethic, determination, that quiet swagger that we now know and love in his son, Eli Tomac. And that is really, I believe, the foundation of why we, the sport, love them so much, is they buck the trend of loud, cocky, brash, sort of media preoccupied riders. Those riders are fun. We enjoy it. There's riders right now that, love to get wild and loud and are brash, and we enjoy that. But at the same time, that quiet assassin, that sort of dude that allows his riding to talk for him. He's never in the headlines. You're never going to hear drama about him. He's never going to say a bad word about anybody. He is just that all-American stud. Now, Eli and his kids, his wife, his dad, his mom are in Colorado doing their thing on I believe, an alfalfa farm, funny enough. John Tomac is still going hard. He's a legend on his own. He was an absolute he was one of the breakout stars in cycling in, I believe, mostly the 90s. It was kind of before my time, but yeah, it's a hard story not to fall in love with. A total anomaly in sports where all you hear about typically is drama, just shitty behavior, dysfunctional families. This is the opposite of that. This is a close, bonded family. Literally, his mom and his dad have come to, I'm pretty sure, every single race year after year, and I don't know how you don't fall in love with that story. His brother is in the military. I mean, it's just, I assume the little Grom, Eli's son, is likely to be, not necessarily a racer, but whatever he's going to do, he's going to be a badass. And yeah, it's just awesome. The riders love him. It's always funny hearing interviews with Cooper Webb or Jason Anderson, sort of giving funny little anecdotes, what it's like competing with Eli. Cooper Webb, the one year battling for the overall title with Eli, tried to do sort of what Cooper Webb we love him for, and enjoy seeing that tough, gritty, do whatever it takes swagger. But it doesn't work on the silent assassin that is Eli Tomac. Cooper tried to sort of mess with him, throw him off. Eli didn't say anything and then proceeded to nail, I think it was at the start, get the whole shot, something like that. Point being, it's just the riders love him, the fans love him. Obviously one of the greatest of all times, but really it's the behavior, the legacy, his family, his father that is the reason that we continue to root for him. This is supposedly his last year, and I don't know how you're not, if you're not a fan of the sport, how you're not wanting to see Eli Tomac get a win, get redemption for one of the saddest seasons 2023, had the title, 1 round to go. It was one of the most emotional experiences I've had in terms of sports because the fear that this was his last year, this is how he was going out. There was numerous media people talking that we were not going to see him back. The Achilles injury is notoriously difficult, and literally in Colorado, it was just, I mean, I'm sure like many of you, I was pretty much disoriented for a couple of days from it. It was just an unbelievably emotional experience in a already emotionally charged sport. So I don't know about you, I am rooting for Eli Tomac to win 2025 450 Supercross. Let's do it. Jet Lawrence, Eli Tomac, Chase Sexton, Cooper Webb, Jason Anderson, Hunter Lawrence is also a badass, but let's see if he can do it. I mean, MX of Nations, I believe, is in the U.S. this year. You know he's going to be on the USA team, probably with Chase Sexton and hopefully Deegan. I mean, what can I say? If the season couldn't get better and more exciting, it just continues to pile on top, icing on top of icing. At the end of the year, or whenever MX Nations is, we get to see the 3 baddest U.S. riders in the world go for the MX of Nations title in, I think it's Red Bud, but let's do it. Let's see Eli win the title, battling against the freak of nature that is Jet. So yeah, what can I say? Eli Tomac, number 3. How do you not love the guy? So let's see if he can do it this year.